Okay, now let us move to the next problem regarding the analysis of indeterminate type of truss. So, of course, first step of analysis is the finding out the SDI of the structure. So, first of all, we find the total SDI of the structure. The formula for the total SDI is M plus R minus 2J. So, here number of members are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are 5 members, and number of reactive components. Here there is a hinge support, so 2 reactive component. For roller support, single reactive component. Again for this roller support, single reactive component. Okay, so total number of reactive components comes out to be 2 plus 1 plus 1. So it comes out to be 4. So R here is 4, that is the number of unknown, minus 2J, 2 into number of joints. Okay, so total SDI of this structure comes out to be 1. It means the given structure is indeterminate. Now you have to check whether the given structure is internally indeterminate or the externally indeterminate. Okay, so here we will find the external SDI of the structure. Formula for external SDI of the structure is number of unknown minus equilibrium equation. So here number of unknown, that is R, is 4. Okay, 4 minus 3 equilibrium equation. So you are getting that this given structure is externally indeterminate by degree 1. Okay, so now to analyze this truss, first of all you have to go for the P force analysis. P force analysis means just will make the given structure, as a determinate type of truss. Okay, so of course to make the given truss as a determinate, we have found out the SDI, that is here you have got that the given truss is externally indeterminate. It means by removal of one extra force, one extra reactive component which is generating from the support. Okay, if you remove that, then the given structure will become a determinate type of truss. Okay, so here I have removed the support, that is a roller support which was acting at joint C. Roller support at joint C I have removed. That's why this truss is resting on only this hinge support and roller support. Means it has become a simply supported type of truss. Of course, simply supported means it is a determinate type of truss. So of course, as it has become a determinate, now you can solve or you can analyze a given truss by using joint method or section method. Okay, so first of all, just we'll assume the direction, that is assume the reactive component direction. So here reaction RAY we are assume going upward, reaction RAX going towards right side, reaction RB going upward. These are the assumed direction. Now we'll go for finding out the magnitude of this reactive component. We'll go for finding out the reactive component. Just take a moment at A. Just will take a moment at A. Take a moment at A. So here this 12 kilonewton force, 12 kilonewton force into the distance AC. Okay, minus reaction RD. Okay, so into the distance AF. Horizontal, of course, always you are going to consider a perpendicular distance. Okay, so from this you are getting reaction RD. You are getting reaction RD. Next, apply summation Fy equal to 0 apply summation Fy equal to 0 to that diagram, you will get reaction RAY. You are getting reaction RAY negative, means assumed direction is wrong. RAY we were assumed upward. Now we are getting the final answer, that is RAY. It's having 12 Newton magnitude and it's going in a downward direction. Now we'll apply summation fx equal to 0 to that diagram. So here, of course, in the total diagram, there is no any application of horizontal force. That's why there will be no generation of any horizontal reactive component. Okay, so Rax will be 0. Now we'll consider a free body diagram. We'll consider a free body diagram of joint C. So I have drawn here FBD of joint C. So while drawing free body diagram, just consider all the forces meeting to that joint. Here, this 12 Newton is meeting to the joint C. This FCD and FBC is also meeting the joint C. Just show only this much part. Means we are drawing FBD of joint C. Next, we are going to find out the forces in the member, that is in the member BC and in the member CD. Okay, so first of all, just we'll assume the nature of force. Here I'm going to assume a nature of force in a member BC and CD as tensile. Okay, tension means arrow away from a joint. So that's why I have shown this arrow away from this joint. I have shown this arrow away from this joint. Next, to this diagram, apply summation fx equal to 0. By application of summation fx equal to 0, we are getting this relation, that is relation between FCD and FBC. So here, while applying summation fx and summation fy, first of all, you have to resolve the given force. Okay, so this is an inclined member, that's why you have to resolve in perfectly horizontal and perfectly vertical reactive component. So perfectly horizontal component will be a cos component and vertical component will be a sine component. Here also in FCD, horizontal will be a cos component, vertical will be a sine component. That is, this vertical will be FCD sine 30, horizontal will be FCD cos 30. Next, again to that diagram, that is to this free body diagram. To this free body diagram, apply summation Fy equal to 0. Apply summation Fy equal to 0. So this is FBC sine 30 going upward, write down positive, minus FCD, it's going downward, that's why I take minus, minus FCD sine 30 minus 12, it comes out to be, it is to be equals to 0. Okay, now just we'll put in this equation the relation we have got, that is FCD equals to minus FBC. Just put this relation over here. Okay, so here we are putting, instead of minus FCD, we are putting plus FBC. Here we have got minus FCD, instead of minus FCD we are putting plus FBC. So here we are getting the force in a member BC. FBC we are getting, FBC we are getting positive. Positive means assumed direction is correct. Assumed direction is tensile. Okay. Next, apply. Next, again use this equation. That is first equation. So we'll get the force in a member CD. we are getting CD negative. Negative means assumed direction is wrong. Assumed was tensile. So finally write it that FCD is in compression. So now next part, consider free body diagram. Consider free body diagram of joint D. Here at joint D, there is a reactive component reaction RD is there, and two unknown members are there. That is force in member BD is unknown and force in member AD is unknown. Of course, to these unknown members, we will assume a direction. Again, we are going to assume the nature as tensile. So of course, tension means arrow away from a joint. So here I have shown this arrow and this arrow away from this joint. Okay. Next, and previously we have got force in a member CD as 12 kilonewton, which is compression. Previously we have got FCD as compression. Show this arrow towards joint. Compression means arrow towards joint. Okay. So now apply to this diagram summation fx equal to 0. So here this is minus FAD cos 30 minus FCD cos 30 minus FCD cos 30. Okay, that comes out to be 0. FCD is nothing but 12. Okay, so from here we can get this relation. You are getting the force in a member FAD. You are getting force in a member FAD. Again, you are getting FAD as negative. What it means? Assume direction is wrong. Okay, so you are getting, just make the answer plus and write its final nature. The final nature is compression. Now to this diagram, apply summation Fy equal to 0. To this diagram, to this free body diagram, apply summation Fy equal to 0. So here write down this 24 going upward, that's why positive, plus 24 plus FBD plus FAD sine 30, and this is minus 12, that is FCD is 12 kilonewton, minus 12 sine 30. Okay, so just we are written the expression for summation Fy. Now the important thing is, while putting the value of FAD, first of all we have got the value of FAD. Okay, so here in summation Fy, while putting the value of FAD, okay, we are going to put the value of FAD as minus 12. This part is important because first of all, by application of summation Fx equal to 0 to this diagram itself, we have got the answer negative. So whatever answer we are getting, first of all, that value you have to consider. So here we have got, firstly you have got here minus 12. So this value you have to consider. Just put the value along with its sign. That is minus 12 we are going to consider. Okay, this part is important. Here I have written plus FAD. Okay, this plus sign stands for, that is this force is going upward. This force is going upward in this diagram. in this free body diagram, this force is going upward, that's why I have written positive. Okay, plus FAD sine 30. It's going upward, that's why I written positive. But previously we have solved, we have got an actual answer. Okay, so FAD we have got minus, so put it as it is minus. Okay, this part is important. Next we have got again FBD negative. Negative means assumed direction is wrong, so we'll make the answer positive, and in the bracket we'll write its nature, and nature is of course opposite of tensile, the nature will be compression. So we are written here the nature of force. Okay, so of course always you have to write the magnitude, unit and its nature. Now next we'll go to the next joint, next free body diagram. So here the FBD, free body diagram of joint B. So in this diagram the unknown is only FAB. Force in a member AB is the only unknown. We know previously by solving the other joints, we have got the force in a member BD and force in a member BC. Okay, force in a member BC we have got tensile, that's why take it arrow away from a joint. And force in a member BD we have got previously as 12 Newton compression. So compression means arrow towards joint, arrow towards joint. Okay, so FBD 12, it's of 12 Newton compression that we have got previously, and whatever we have got previously, that is the final answer. That answer we have to take over here. Okay, so previously we have got it as compression, so we are taking the direction, this arrow towards joint, arrow towards joint, it is compression. Now the unknown in this free body diagram is the only force in a member AB. So just we'll assume the nature of force in a member AB as tensile. So of course tension means arrow away from a joint. So we have shown this arrow away from this joint. Now to this equation again apply summation fx equal to 0. So here just consider all horizontal forces. Forces going towards right, take it is positive. Forces going towards left, take it negative. So minus 12 cos 30 plus, sorry, plus FBC, that is plus 12 kilonewton cos 30 minus FAB, this will be minus going to left, minus FAB cos 30 will be equals to 0. From this we are getting the force in member AB. Okay, next part, that is the going for the K forces. So what we are going to do in a K forces, basically these two things are important in a K forces. In K forces, first step, we will remove all the external applied forces. We will remove all the external applied forces. Okay, next, second step, just provide a unit tensile force at the unknown. Okay, so in this example, before going for K forces, we have considered the P forces. In that, we have considered the roller support which was acting at joint C as the unknown. Okay, in that case, just we have removed this. In case of P forces, we have removed the reaction RC at joint C. Okay, by removing roller support, we have made the structure determinate. So that was the unknown. Now in K forces, instead of unknown, just will provide a unit tensile force. So here we have removed reaction RC, and instead of reaction RC we are providing a unit tensile force. Tension means again arrow away from joint of magnitude 1 kilonewton. So this is a K force diagram. Okay, so again now we'll go for analysis of this truss. Means we'll find the forces in members of truss. Okay, so first of all, of course, you have to find the reactive component, that is here RAX, RAY and RD you have to find. Of course, if you observe the given problem in this diagram, there is no any application of vertical force. That's why RAY and RD must be equal to 0. As there is no any application of vertical force, RAY and RD comes out to be 0, because we are in a K force analysis, and in K force analysis we are removed external applied force. Okay, that's why RAY and RD will be equal to 0, and of course RAX should go towards left side to balance this or to be the structure in equilibrium. This applied force, 1 kN of force is going right at joint C. That's why at joint A, RAX, this force should go towards left side to be the structure in equilibrium. Now again we'll consider FBD of joint C, free body diagram of joint C. Again we don't know the force in a member BC and CD. Assume that nature assumed is tensile. That's why arrows away from joint. Resolve this component, vertical and horizontal direction, vertical and horizontal. Apply summation. Fy equal to 0. So KBC, that is the, of course you are in a K force analysis, that's why I written K. So KBC, it's going upward, so sine plus sine 30, it's going downward, so minus KCD sine 30 equals to 0. So we are getting relationship between two forces, that is KBC and KCD. Next, apply summation Fx equal to 0 to this diagram. Apply summation Fx equal to 0. So plus 1 minus KBC cos 30 minus KCD cos 30. These are going left side, that's why minus. This is going right side, that's why plus. So now after writing this equation, just put this KBC equals to KCD relationship. So you are getting force in a member CD as 0.58 positive. Positive means assumed direction is correct. Assumed was tensile. Now next, consider a free body diagram. Consider free body diagram of joint D. So here, while considering the free body diagram of joint D, the unknown is only the force in a member AD and force in a member BD. Okay, and previously we have got the force in a member CD, and previously we have got the force in a member CD as tensile. Okay, so tensile force is, we have got 0.58. So here we have shown arrow away from a joint. Okay, and we don't know the nature of force in a member AD and BD. Okay, and both we are assumed as tensile. That's why this arrow is away from the joint. Now apply summation Fx equal to 0 to this diagram. So of course, while applying summation Fx equal to 0, just you have to consider the forces which are going towards right, take it as positive, and forces which are going towards left, take it as negative. So KCD cos 30 minus, just resolve this force. This is going towards left side, that's why take it as negative, minus KAD cos 30. Okay. Likewise, you are getting the force in a member AD. Again, apply summation Fy equal to 0 to this diagram. We are getting the force in a member BD. Just apply summation Fy equal to 0. Okay. So plus KBD plus KCD sin 30 plus KAD sin 30. Okay. So you are getting the value of KBD negative. Negative means again assume direction is wrong. Write the answer positive and write its nature. Nature, previously it was assumed tensile. The final nature of this force in a member BD is compression. Consider now free body diagram of joint B, and from this, of course, the unknown is only one, that is force in a member AB is the only unknown. Okay, so just apply summation Fx equal to 0 to this diagram. We are getting the force in a member AB. So next part, just we'll go for drawing this table. Drawing of table is important. So first, just list out the number of members. Just here we will list out the number of members. Next we'll list out the P forces and K forces. So in this, while writing down this table, the sign convention is important. That is, we'll consider that tensile force as positive and compression force as negative. Tension as positive and compression as negative. So here we have written the P forces and K forces, which we have solved earlier. We have written this area of every member, and that this part is given in the example itself. Okay. Here in this example, length of the every member is same. Length of the every member is given same. That's why I have not written the length component, because we are going to take, because in this formula, while getting the force coefficient, the formula is pkl upon a, the summation of k square l upon a. So l, length on numerator and denominator will get cancelled, and for all the members length is same. Now just we have taken this multiplication of this column, that is pka. Okay, so just we have got this answer, we have got the summation. Next, just use this formula, that is force coefficient x equals to minus into bracket summation of pkl upon a divided by summation of k square l upon a. So here we are getting the force coefficient x as minus 6.08. Okay. Now the last step is to find the force in a member, force in all the members of truss. The formula is just ensure S, again consider F equals to P plus XK. F equals to P plus XK. So here I written this P forces, force in member AB written. So come to this table. So how to find force in member AB? So FAB will be equals to P, that is 12, plus X, we have got minus 6.08. So force member AB will be equals to P, that is 12, plus X, that is minus 6.08, into this K. Okay. So of course, while taking this, while picking these values of P and K, you have to take along with its sign. Here the P and K is positive, take it as positive. Here, while finding out the force in a CD member, here P force is negative, take this negative as it is. Okay. So just put the values which are got in table in this formula, that is F equals to P plus XK. P force analysis plus X is force coefficient and K is K force analysis. So now again, the what is the sign convention? If you are getting the positive answer, it means the given, it means the force, the nature of the force in the member is tensile. If you are getting the minus, that is here F force in a member CD, we are getting negative, it means the nature of the force is compression.